heaven. There the rain falls upon many desires. The amber yellow sap from mighty trunks of trees forms the jewels of the sun. A fruit of all knowledge. The scent of the earth upon our hands and feet. Pick some wildflowers for my mom. I'm not sure how they're going to do it. It's sort of a test. There's a lot of them beautiful, just purple haze, and then the amber sap I just looked at on the tree. Oh, kind of formed like a little bit of a poem. It was like a little bit from a haiku I tried to write. Ouch! Last night. That hurt. Okay. That's a communication. I think I call the right side of my body the male side. Right side sounds like somebody's hating my males, you know? I have accents to the right side of my body, the left side of my body. Which part of me is really getting offended most by the evil being sent to me? People hate their fathers, people hate their mothers, people hate the feminine, people hate the masculine, you know? The masculine is afoot. And then again, I imagine there's at least a dozen people out there who probably have hateful feelings about me. Or fearful feelings, and just people who have crossed me. Or my family one too many times. Or they are my family. So, I try to keep a low profile. Kind of like a rogue adventurer. Yeah, but no, a great day, and it's the last 15 minutes on my camera. It'll probably take me 15 minutes to use them. Oh, here's a place to sort of, if I'm compassionate to myself, take a little break. Wish I had some sushi now. That's good. All it would do is just flare up. I know because I have so funny story really. I know it might be. You know, that's the funny story is that don't do drugs. Just smoke them. Is there any other kind? It's about the constituent. Okay, well, that's a quiet little stop. Well, guess my camera's gonna turn off soon. I'm so fucking tired. I'm just so beautifully, completely fucking tired. It's like being the end of a fucking marathon. I mean, just the last few weeks of my mom going in and out of her own personal hells regarding living with me or talking to me or I don't know whatnot. Get little marks on my skin sometimes. We'll have a little smoke and then smoke on a poke and then we'll head on our merry little way. I have to break, otherwise there's no point. The sun is getting close above that tree. I have no taste for the vajayjay. And I don't. I mean, that's probably why I've never seen one. I have no taste for them. I mean, I've seen DW bugs, I've seen the Aurora Borealis, I've seen a comet, but I've never seen a vagina. I mean, not a real one. It's not in a porn movie. I've seen plenty of those. And they pretty much all bleed into one. They all bleed into one after a while. I've seen so many vaginas, they sort of bleed into one. Yeah, you bleed into one. Hey, yeah, baby. I bleed into one, baby. All the vaginas of the world are talking like, we bleed into one. That's it, baby. Let us bleed into one for you, baby. Bleeding into one. Bleeding into one. Bleeding into one. You know where this song came from? It's a description of all the vaginas I've seen on porn. Bleeding into one. Bleeding into one. There the rain falls upon many desires. The amber sap forms a jewel upon the sun. Yeah, just jewel-like bits of amber. It's like, just if I'm going to be out here, wherever I am, I'm going to enjoy it bloody well. If I'm going to generate more money, like I said, by, 50, I have to be generating about $80,000 a year, which is like bathing in the amber liquid of my propensity for the generation of financial security, currency, and the like. I actually have over an hour walking home still, but oh well. I mean, I could go through Shelley Park, but we'll see. I think I'll go down the road. I don't mind walking down the road. It's nice. Had a lot of country today. It's just been good to me. Thank you, camera. Thank you for your energy. Thank you. I've had an overall. You don't always know for sure, but it's been a pretty good day. Lots of yellow grass. What is it about yellow grass that just captures my heart? I love yellow grass. I just think it's summer, brown grass. It's gonna turn green again in spring. I love that. I love it. Like, I fucking love it. Like, I hope your religion has yellow grass, Like Nietzsche said, I want to be able to dance to my revolution. It's like, I want yellow grass in my heaven. I want yellow grass in my perfect world. Yellow grass is part of my church. Look at this, maple trees with beautiful green, yellow leaves. Oh man, this is my childhood right here. How could it ever be gone? This is it. Aside for the possible need of a hip replacement, it's actually pretty much the same. Pretty much. I'm stretching the word pretty much, but then my mother's vagina wasn't able to stretch enough, so I was a C-section. They gave her an extra vagina. So in a sense, I was born from two vaginas. My mother had two vaginas because of me. It's like, how many women? It's like, not even a character in Star Wars is going to say that. Not even a character from Star Wars can say, my mother can say, is that she had two vaginas when I was born, and I had some part in that. All right, so Landon, let's just say, we've seen a few nice things about you today. I think we've seen that you're a good guy. I think we've seen that you should increasingly feel confident in your health and the integrity of your home, and wherever else you call your home anytime soon. Beautiful, placid waters of the river. I mean, enjoy it. Something tells me, like, enjoy it, man. Like, enjoy every day. Like, don't let anything negative get in your good space. Find a good space and don't let anything negative get into it, keep your kingdom. I've been roaming like a bear, and I think the bears have said to me, it's like, you're ready to roam, you know? You've had 4 years, basically going into my 5th winter now, and this is it. Like, you've got your degree in being out here, which is a lot of things, really. You know, quite frankly, I mean, it's a lot of things, mentally, emotionally, the fatigue. It's like, if I could snap my fingers and be home as a face of a man in the stone with moss, I mean, this is what makes it worthwhile. But sure, if I could snap my fingers and be home, that would ruin the whole thing, because I would go home. And I'd be like, sometimes it's nice to have a little deprivation. It's like, it's nothing like being forced to do something. My mom's fridge went out. The landlord wouldn't replace it for 12 days, so she got all these containers right away and filled them with ice and put food in it. And she said, well, we still lost stuff, but she survived. You got to know when to hold. Know when to. I find it very suspicious. They concluded investigation, and a man ran a native man over in the crosswalk, and that both of them that night had been drinking in the same establishment. I find that very curious. Does anyone else? White man runs over, doesn't even use the brakes, decides just to put in like a smear on the road, and you're telling me there's no homicidal rage left in the white man? Hey, I tell you, alcohol brings things out, and something has happened in this community that has been covered up. Sure, you would say alcohol-related death, go to jail, whatever, no license for like 20 years, I don't care, right? It's not enough to bring that man back from the dead. Cars don't just run into people in the middle of the street. I know that time of night, I know this town, there was no fucking people around, and that light was probably red. You know what I mean? And that guy just gunned it. He would have had ample room to see that someone was crossing, and I'm guessing, since he's driving, that he had all the proper eyewear to be able to see that it was a red man. And the hatred. And it's not even, it shows you that shock and hatred and things have a mind of their own. And then they tell you not to hate them. They say, oh, don't hate the white man. It's like, that's not how it works, baby. You see, the native world, not that I'm a spokesperson for the native world, they're just much more sophisticated than white people. They're sophisticated in energy and what's right and wrong, upside down and crossways and down, in ways our churches can never account for. You can keep all your sciences and everything and wonderful, but they had the first science of like the tree of good and evil. They simply know how to live on the earth, and they know what's right and they know what's fucking wrong. And while we clean up and rationalize this, that, or the other, with fucking epic proportions of a prostitute in a gay mausoleum for the damned, they have a little more subtlety to just about everything we call daily life, that our senses can move from one day to the next without looking at a caterpillar, or without finding medicine in the sway of the wing of the breath of your child across the delicate and numinous ethers of all that you hold true and dear and sacred, and breathe and enjoy your fucking life. Because the life you enjoy is not one of denial. It is one of complete acceptance. And never to suffer any compulsion to accept that which is unacceptable. To accept that it will never be acceptable, and you'll never be acceptable to you or any decent person. And it's hard. It's hard to say that something is just wrong. It's hard to say that there's more to this than just alcohol, which is enough. To the D, Livingstone. Thank you for listening. So I'll be looking into that. Yeah, I think that's a hate crime. That's a murder. He wasn't just driving and didn't see him. He probably sped fucking up. One thing's for sure, he didn't hit the brakes. That was his penis. You see, a lot of white men, you won't believe this, it's some sort of symbiotic bondage, but they want to fuck native men. No one talks about it, but I've seen it. You see, I study abnormal psychology, and a lot of young and old white working men have desire to fuck native men. Native men can find a lot of white men who want to fuck them. And they look at them. I've seen them stare at them. I can read the writing. You know what I mean? Like, whoa. So there's this young native girl that likes me in this gas station. I don't go there anymore. I don't think they need to be breeding with us. To hold what is good, to hold all that is evil, to hold what is sacred to us, to enjoy what is sacred in every moment of it, of this earth. That our time is as sacred as the earth is sacred. Our time is as sacred as the earth is sacred. So you spend sacred time. Look at everything you do out here in nature is sacred. It's as sacred as nature is sacred. It's as sacred to you as your time. It's as sacred to you as your own flesh and blood. Period. 45 minutes, we'll have some sushi. Let's do it. This is the last pitch. It's a half-hour pitch down this road. Thanks for listening.